My sister-in-law used my disability to make me look crazy in front of my brother, so I flipped the script and watched her face as she realized he now saw her as the insane one. Ever since my brother started dating Martina, she has had one very specific goal: to get rid of me. Our parents died when we were teenagers. We're the only family each other has left, meaning I'm the only one standing in between her and total control over Ryan. The first time I met her, she was all smiles, and the second I told her I have severe autism, so please watch out for my triggers, her smile grew even wider, almost as if she was already planning. She wasted no time planting the seed in my brother's mind. She started referring to me as it when nobody could hear, knowing it would get under my nerves in front of Ryan. She started putting foods I hated into my smoothies in secret, making sure Ryan would see my uncomfortable reaction upon drinking. When I'd complain about it tasting different, she'd act like the concerned mental health specialist, suggesting potential therapy and treatment. Things only escalated from there. When we went bowling for Ryan's birthday, she positioned herself directly behind me when we were going to the bathroom. Once inside, she made sure it was empty, then pulled out her phone with a strobe light app that she knew would trigger my seizures. I collapsed hard, and she screamed for help, cradling my head. When help came and Ryan finally saw us, she told everyone the bright bathroom lights triggered it. I was too out of it to fight back. Then came my birthday, before which she spent weeks interrogating Ryan about my sensory needs, claiming it was to make sure another accident didn't happen. She of course weaponized everything. Hidden LED bulbs flickered behind lampshades. Air fresheners she knew made me sick that she sprayed only when nobody was looking. Multiple sound sources that played while a timer beeped every few minutes when we were alone. And still, I didn't say anything. I figured it would get better, but it didn't. And then came the bathroom incident broke me. I was visiting their house when Ryan left for the store. While he was gone, I left for the bathroom for just a moment, leaving my phone on the table. But as soon as I got inside the bathroom, Martina locked me in and turned off the lights. She knew I was claustrophobic. I panicked in the darkness, crying and begging for 20 minutes while she listened outside. When Ryan returned, she unlocked the door and grabbed my arm hard, threatening to make it even worse for me if I told him. She then brought me out and told Ryan I just had a breakdown over the peas at dinner. Ryan's graduation dinner at a restaurant was when I finally understood I was alone in this. I made a mistake and knocked over my water glass, and Martina muttered the R slur just loud enough for me to hear. I immediately told Ryan what she said. On the spot, I was done, but he didn't listen. In fact, he actually laughed, saying Martina worked with special needs kids and would never say something like that. He said I probably misheard. Martina smirked at me over his shoulder. I went home that night with perfect clarity. If I wanted justice, I'd have to take it myself. I spent weeks studying her routines and vanities while practicing my innocent face in the mirror. I remembered my immunity to poison ivy from childhood and started planning. The rest happened fast. During a visit, Martina complained about wanting to eat healthier, so I made her a healthy smoothie with kale and spinach and carefully blended poison ivy leaves. 4 hours later, her face was swollen with rashes, and she was screaming at Ryan about how I poisoned her. But given that he had seen me drink the exact smoothie she did, he just looked at her like she needed to stop accusing me. This was just the start. 2 weeks later, while I was visiting, I planted positive pregnancy tests in her bathroom trash and simply waited. Ryan found them a few days later. I knew they weren't supposed to be doing the deed because of medical complications, and from what I heard, when Ryan found it, there was a huge argument. He accused her of cheating, while she accused me of planting the pregnancy test. He ultimately forgave her after going through her phone, but the seed was there, and with how hardcore she accused me, he started having serious doubts about their relationship. That's when I made my final move. The 10-year anniversary dinner for our parents was at their house. Martina had spent all week preparing with expensive nails and a white designer dress. I brought flowers for the memorial, and while placing them, I spilled olive oil by her chair. She stood to make a toast a few minutes later and slipped spectacularly. She tried to stop herself by clinging onto the table, and that was her mistake. Her nails snapped backward, and she knocked over a glass of red wine that drenched her dress. She was now on the floor, wailing in pain with her nails looking like that one SpongeBob scene with the broken fingers. Everyone, including me, rushed to help her, and that's when she lost it. She yelled at me, grabbed my hair, and slapped me across the face, yelling that she knew what I was doing. I remember falling dramatically when she slapped, clutching my cheek and looking around for help. And there, for the first time, Ryan jumped up to defend me. He immediately told her to get out, while she looked at him screaming that he was falling victim to his R-worded little sister's manipulation. I remember being on the floor, staring directly at her. Ryan couldn't see me. And that's when I made my ballsiest move yet. Full story on channel, linked below.